Now that I see how easy it is to blow through this new hose, boy, it really makes me wonder whether or not there was more going on with that old hose than just a bug. So maybe that was another source of restricted flow that was giving me trouble. Well, I'm going to eliminate that by putting this new line on. All right. Tank in. Loosen up these bands a little bit to make it easy to slip them over the top of the tank. These hold down bands. Now that I got this one on in position, I'll tighten it back up. Good, I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to snap one. You know, if memory serves me, I think this rear band was actually not even on the tank when I took the hood off. And I'm thinking I know why now. But anyways, I got this 9/16 combination open end with a socket on the end, and it works out perfectly because I can't really get a socket with a ratchet head inside there. There's only that much room. And same thing with the open end or even the closed end wrench, not really working out too well in there. So I got it tight enough, so I'll put some fuel in it now. Well, I got the line all hooked up and took one look underneath the tank and saw it leaking like a sieve from the bowl. So I shut off the valve and it's still leaking like a sieve. But now I've removed the sediment bowl and it appears to have stopped leaking. So I'm pretty sure right now the source of my leak is that gasket. I think that gasket's junk. I might have an extra rubber gasket somewhere for this thing. Might be the right size. Good news is it doesn't look like it's leaking at the joint where it screws into the bottom, where the assembly screws into the bottom of the tank. So I was worried that was where it was leaking, because if that's where it was leaking, then I'd have to take the whole tank out. Yeah, it has definitely stopped. I can't get that out and look at it. Well, I just reached in there and was able to pull the screen off, and there was no gasket. I don't know if it fell off when I was putting it together. No, I put that all together before I put it in there. I couldn't have fallen off. It must have just fallen out now when I was taking the bowl off. Yeah, there it is. I found it. It had fallen out and fallen off to the side. I think that just is one quart gasket that's too far gone. Oh, well, my memory did serve me, sort of. I did have this kit, this Tractor Supply sediment bowl, screen and gasket set. The shallow bowl, Alice Chalmers, but I think I actually had sized this to use on the IH350, the International Harvester tractor. But I ended up using this. It might have been the wrong size. Either that or there was more than one in the gasket set. Lots of times they'll pack more than one in here because it'll fit several different models that way. Here's my original cork one. This is just a hair larger, but I'm hoping because it's of like a rubber material that I can get away with using it. Well, good news, when I compare the outside diameter of this gasket to the actual glass bowl itself, it's a perfect match. I also like the design of this gasket because it's got this inner ring that's supported by these little buttresses, or whatever you want to call them. And what that does is that helps keep this screen stiff enough so it doesn't run the risk of falling out of position. So I think this is going to work out just fine. This is tricky because from the other side, the hydraulic, not the hydraulic, the transmission filter bracket and assembly's in the way, and from this side, the hydraulic tank is in the way. But once I reach back here with my long arms, I've got more room to work. So the problem is I can look at it from that side, but I can't get my hands in there really. And from this side, I can get my hands in there, but I can't really look at it. So, you know, it is what it is. But I've gotten pretty good at figuring out how to do this without looking, because there is that center part that sticks down that goes through this hole on the screen. So if I can get this arm in there, I can feel around with my finger and slide the screen on. And then once I've got the screen on, I'll reach in and pop this gasket in. What's nice about this gasket being a tiny, just a shade larger, is I think this gasket will actually, no, I was going to say this gasket will actually stay put, but it won't. So, I'm going to have to employ yet another trick, which is going to be to have the gasket on top of the cup and push the cup up in there. Then the problem becomes getting this bail back. I better put the bail back on. The bail just hooks in two slots on the sides of the upper assembly. Well, let's see if I can do that from the other side. Alright, it took me about 10 minutes to finally get that thing all in there, and my 9-year-old son Aiden helped out by watching on the other side to make sure it didn't pop out while I was tightening it. So now everything's in where it should be. And for the moment of truth now, I'm going to reach in here and we're going to open the valve. And Aiden, do you see fuel starting to fill that bowl? Mm-hmm. Alright. Let me know when it's almost full.
It's half.
Half full? Okay, that's good. I got the valve all the way open. These type of valves, they're fully seated opened and fully seated closed. You can't open them halfway, otherwise they have a tendency to leak. Alright, it's just dripping. Why is that not flowing? Jump, Mark.
What happened?
Huh?
What happened?
I don't know. It might be dripping because it might not be able to displace the air that's in the lines. So I might have to open up the other side, crack a line. Alright, can't really see what I'm doing here because of the loader in the way, but there's a bleeder on top of the secondary fuel filter. I'm going to open that up. And then there's a manual primer. It's a little piston like deal here that you take there's a little bail you remove that keeps it locked, and then you can pump it in and out. And that will actually draw fuel through the system, and air will come out of the top of this. You know, through gravity alone, fuel should be flowing. It doesn't appear to be. It could be flowing right now just really slowly, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Alright. I don't like it. I'm going to close this off. Let's see what kind of, I'm going to take that line completely off and see what kind of flow I'm getting into the tank. Into a gas can, fuel can. Well, first things first, let's make sure there's still fuel in this thing. Ah, this flashlight stinks. Okay, got myself a makeshift dipstick. I can see fuel down there, but I can't see how much. This will tell me. Alright, I'm touching the top of the fuel right there. So, oh, I got a lot of fuel in there. I got about 5 inches of fuel in there. Why am I not getting any flow? No. This can also has diesel in it that I've drained off from this machine. Glove. Ooh, that's got stale fuel in it. I don't want to use that either. I'll just hold this can up, it's not that heavy. It's flowing, but it's not that impressive. I really expected more flow than that. I mean, this high part, this top of this loop that I have in this hose is definitely above the level in the tank. That's better. Well, should be more than enough to support the tank, the tractor running. Let's see if I put this line back this way. Will it kink? No. I'm going to open this threaded plug at the top of the fuel filter here and make sure there's no air in there. Alright, so I've got this threaded plug right here. I actually still had this loose. I had never tightened it up, so I should be able to take this out. And if we wait, should get fluid, should start coming out of there. Alright, I just went and got my tubing cutters. So I'm going to cut back this fuel line because it's extra long right now, and I shouldn't have put this all on there. I thought I was going to need the extra length, but then I realized, if anything, if I decide to reincorporate this pump, it'll be even short. This pipe will be even shorter. So my point is, I'm going to cut this so it's long enough to reach where it needs to go right now, and that'll take out that loop, a little bit of a loop I've got going here, which I don't care for. Maybe that'll improve my flow out of the tank, because I'm not seeing any air. I'm not seeing any fuel coming out of that hole there, so it's kind of weird. Clamp off of the end before I cut the line. Alright, so let's see, if I pull this line over this way, it's not kinking at that point. And so if I make it, if I cut it right there, it'll still be plenty long enough. Okay. Take that much off. Put my hose clamp back on. Definitely getting flow up to the filter. Pretty decent flow. Tighten the clamp. Reposition that camera. So now, take this threaded plug out. Hopefully, we'll start to see some fuel come out of it. I put a new fuel filter in here, so the canister was completely empty. So it might be taking a little bit of time to fill. Hold on a second. I forget that I've got a broken fitting here that I didn't do anything with. What does that look like? That's a shut off. I've got it turned off. The handle's broken on it. Now I know I'm not getting any fuel coming out of there. Duh.
What should I do? Duh. What'd you break? What's broken on it, Daddy?
There's a fuel shut off on the side of that fuel filter I forgot about. I forgot that it was there because the handle's broken off. It was going to be one of the things on my need to fix list on this thing. I replaced the one on the bottom because that one was leaking. Let's see if I can find one of these shut-off valves.